The actions performed in this video are only to be attempted under medical supervision. Fasting can be extremely dangerous if not done correctly, and in some cases may result in organ failure and death. Please consult a medical professional and do your own research before attempting any form of prolonged fasting. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is Sunday, August 30th. It is around 9:30 p.m., 9:27, and we are on day 14 of our 20-day water/dry fast. We have less than a week left. By this time next week, I would have already been eating small portions throughout the day to reintroduce it into my digestive system. Further along in the week, we're going to talk about how to go about reintroducing food after a prolonged water fast or water/dry fast. There is definitely a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. I did make a joke about Chipotle before. I definitely won't be eating Chipotle on my first day off of this water fast/dry fast. It was just a joke. Please stay tuned to a future video where we actually talk about how to properly break your fast. It is very important what you introduce into your body that first day is the first thing your digestive system is going to receive in weeks, and a lot can go wrong if you do too much, if you use the wrong types of food. You don't want to overstrain your digestive system. Once again, we're going to talk about that in a future video. Today, I have a separate topic in mind, but first we're going to go ahead and do our 14th weigh-in. So it looks like we're at 152.2. So it looks like we're down 1, maybe 1.2 since yesterday. I did do an hour on the treadmill, I think only at 2.7, so nothing too intense. So I definitely was expecting a little bit more of a drop than 1 or 1.2 pounds, but weight loss is weight loss. We'll take it. We'll do our final weigh-in next Sunday morning, and we'll see where we're at, and then we'll know how much we lost over the course of this fast. We're just gonna go ahead and power through this last week, and next Sunday we can eat again, so that's exciting. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Today we're gonna get into an article I found that kind of goes over how fasting and intermittent fasting actually works to cure your insulin resistance and not just manage it like medication does. We're not going to read all of it. It's really long. I'm going to link it in the description below. You guys can go ahead and jump into that at any point. It's definitely a good read. A lot of good information in here. So we're just going to read through a small portion of it, talk about it a little bit, and I'm hoping that will plant the seed to get you guys to read the rest of it and just kind of get this information in your brains, mull it over. It'll just be something else to think about, hopefully in favor of intermittent fasting and extended fasting. So let's go ahead and get into it. While many consider type 2 diabetes, or T2D, irreversible, fasting has been long known to cure diabetes. In our previous post, we considered bariatric surgery. While extreme, these surgeries have proven the point that the metabolic abnormalities that underlie T2D, or hyperinsulinemia, insulin resistance, can often be fully reversed after a short, meaning weeks, period of intensive treatment with bariatrics. Many early studies were done with the heavy-duty Roux-en-Y surgery, which is the Heavyweight Champions of Surgeries. The best weight loss, the most complications. This is the surgery that has "Go Big or Go Home" tattooed on its massive bicep. So when they say gastric band cures diabetes, I'm going to put the picture that they have in the article right on the screen right now. And you can just see on the bottom, fasting, plasma, glucose, and weight change 2 years after randomized either to gastric banding or to intensive medical therapy for weight loss and glucose control. So as you can see, the pre-surgical fasting plasma glucose levels are really high. The post-surgical fasting plasma glucose levels are much lower. And with the medical therapy, as you can see, the difference is not nearly as significant. If you go over to graph B, the fasting plasma glucose levels are pretty high right after their surgery. But if you see over the course of a few weeks, by week 4, they've dropped it to 8 millimoles per liter, all the way down to about 5, maybe less than 5 millimoles per liter. So we're seeing a significant drop right in the beginning, and then it steadily decreases over time. The thing that the gastric band does is it limits the size of your stomach. So it controls your hunger because your body is just not able to request the same amount of food that it used to be able to. You're just not going to feel the same need to fill that space because it's a much smaller space. So 1, you're going to be hungry less frequently, and 2, you're going to be eating smaller portion sizes. So you're going to be eating less food less frequently as opposed to prior to the surgery. It's a big change. You're most likely going to be eating less heavy foods in the beginning. So that's probably why they were pretty strict that first week especially. And that's why you saw that significant drop, because the foods that they were eating were probably really light, really easy to digest, and very low frequency. So that's why you saw that big drop. Eventually they do become a little bit more comfortable, but you're still going to see that drop because the patterns don't change. And that surgery is permanent. Your stomach's going to stay that small size forever, unless you do something to forcefully expand it. But if you allow the surgery to naturally reset your body, you will most likely stick to that smaller portion size, lower frequency. It's not like you took the surgery, you're taking a shortcut or anything. It's definitely just a tool. Obviously, you have to stay just as diligent in order to allow that tool to help you with your weight loss journey. So yes, even gastric banding these 500-pound patients with 20 years of diabetes can reverse within weeks, even before the weight comes off. One of the main questions is why? There are many hypotheses, which we will consider in a later post, but it is the sudden, severe restrictions of all calories that causes the beneficial effects. This is the same thing as the time-tested ancient healing tradition of fasting. Fasting is the voluntary restriction of food for religious, health, or other purposes like hunger strikes. Is bariatrics simply a surgically enforced fast? The short answer is yes. So that's where we're going to stop. The rest of the article gives a lot more information. Please go ahead and give it a read. I really think it's going to be beneficial to you. It's going to shed some light on a lot of questions that you might have regarding fasting. But essentially, when you ask, does it cure diabetes? We already have the studies in place, and a lot of them are about the gastric bypass surgery, because most people don't just voluntarily stop eating food. As much as I try to get them to, they just won't do it. Hoping that I can inspire a few more through this channel. And we're going to wrap up the video there. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. I really appreciate you watching me on my journey, following my page. If you haven't already, please do. I will be releasing all 20 of these videos. So again, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for another video.